Hello, friends. Joel Uncle Andy here, the UC Panda himself, coming to you on October 29th, hopefully with some winning sports picks, just a couple days before Halloween, and we're going to go ahead and scare the daylights out of the bookie. Let's start with last night and review what we did. We went 4-3 in NHL. A couple of close decisions didn't go our way, but we still went 4-3. We still made a profit, a unit of profit. That's better than losing a unit. I'm most proud we did go ahead and hit the grand slam. That's the total number of goals scored in the NHL. The sports book had it at 50 and a half goals. I had it capped at 52 and a half goals, and I bet it over and it landed 57. So that was an easy cash for us. Tonight, the book has the grand slam at 43 and a half. It's a pretty good number. It's a pretty tough number. I had it at 44 goals, 44.07. So that's not enough wiggle room for me to go ahead and bet the over. I'm certainly not going to bet the under. Also, a lot of the teams involved, they've had some really wacky games involving 15 goals, 10 goals, things like that. So it's really sort of pushed some of their early season totals above what you would normally see for a hockey game. You don't normally see 15 goals scored in a hockey game. So we'll go ahead and stay away from that tonight. But I do have it capped at 44 goals. So we'll see what happens. The Steelers did come in for us last night. They covered the teaser number that we needed. And so it was a good night for us with the Steelers. So between the one unit of hockey that we won and the Steeler teasers and parlays and everything coming in, we added a total of 10 and a half units of profit. And that's going to go ahead and take us for the year up to a positive 63.36 units. So we're going to try to make some more money tonight. Let's go ahead and start with the Anaheim Ducks and the New York Islanders. I've got them. The actual number is under 6, but I went ahead. I had a boost from MGM for a 33% boost. So I went ahead and did under 6.5 for minus 117. I've got the game capped at like being a 3-2 game. These two teams, their last 5 games each, they are totaling an average of only 5.2 goals in each of their last 5 games. And if you look at all the goals scored and allowed, I have it aggregated out at 5.43 goals. So I think it should be a low scoring affair between the Ducks and the Isles tonight. So we're going to go ahead and take the under there. We'll get back to the Isles and the Ducks in here in just a minute. I've got a bet on the Montreal Canadiens at home to score first, not to win the game, go over, any of that fun stuff, just simply to score first. And Montreal is 6-3 so far this year when it comes to scoring first. They've scored the first goal 6 out of their 9 games. They're facing a Seattle Kraken team that has only scored the first goal 3 times in its 9 games. Now listen to this. The Canadiens have scored 9 first period goals, so 1 goal a game, in other words. And the Kraken have only scored 5 first period goals in their 9 games. So add all that up, it's a plus 100 payout on the Canadiens to score first. We'll take it. Next, I've got the Wild and the Penguins second period over, and I'm going to do that a lot this week. I'm going to attach that to the Philadelphia Eagles to just win the game Sunday against the hapless Jacksonville Jaguars. I know some people wouldn't like to park their money and have it tied up until next Sunday, but we've built up quite a bankroll. We have some capital. We can go ahead and let it sit there a minute, and I am confident that the Eagles will go ahead and take care of business Sunday against the Jaguars team. Now, as far as second period overs are concerned, between the Wild and the Penguins, they're a combined 13-15 on that prop. They're each averaging over 1 goal per second period. They're each scoring over 1 goal. And the Penguins are the very worst in the whole NHL at allowing second period goals. They're averaging over 2 goals every second period, and they've averaged 17 they've given up. So I'll take it. It's going to be a near even money payout at minus 102. Next, we're going to do a parlay of third period overs, third period, also between the Wild and the Penguins, and we'll also be taking the LA Kings and the San Jose Sharks, and that payout is going to be plus 108 if in both games the total in the third period goes over 1.5 goals. On the Penguins Wild, they're 14-4 on that prop. The Penguins have 12 goals for and 15 goals against in the third period. That 15 goals against is second worst in the NHL. So hopefully somebody pulls the goalie and we see some action in the third period. Likewise, in the Kings and Sharks, they are a combined 15-4 on third period overs. LA among the league leaders, they've scored 15 goals in the third period. And happily, the Sharks have allowed 14 goals in the third period. So hopefully we'll see some third period fireworks in that game. I didn't really get too involved. I don't think I picked any winners or losers tonight. I think a lot of these games are coin flips, and a lot of them, there's a lot of juice on the favorite. If you see an underdog you might like, I might go ahead and take an underdog tonight. If there's somebody you like that's going to be plus money, but I wouldn't be laying some of these prices. Don't The Rangers might win, but don't lay the dollar. I think it's 60 by now. It's just as likely the Rangers are not going to win. So I'd stay away from any sides tonight, and I would just go ahead and stick with some of these totals props. In the Flyers Bruins game, I'm going to go with the second period over. It was very chalky because these teams are a combined 14-4 on second period overs. Boston has 13 goals scored in the second period this year. That's fifth best. The Flyers are second worst in the league, and as far as giving up second period goals is concerned, they've given up 19. So that's well over averaging 2 goals surrendered in every second period. So I'm not some genius. I'm not getting this out of a crystal ball. There's some nerd at the sports book, nerdier than me, who knows all this stuff too. So that's why the price on this prop by itself is like minus 250. So I don't want to bet 250 to win $1 on this prop. So what I did is went ahead and combined it with Western Kentucky to win this week, Army just to win, the Tennessee Volunteers just to win, and the Eagles just to win. So that takes a minus 250 prop and turns it into a plus 130 payout. If these likely football results happen, we see 2 goals tonight, the second period there in Boston. So I'll take it, and I'll go ahead and tie my money up till Sunday. It's perfectly fine. Same thing in the Ducks Isles. I've got them under in the second period, tied in with Western Kentucky, Army, the Vols, and the Eagles. That is paying a plus 157. Let me stress that again. That's under 2 goals. And you say, well, Uncle Andy, you don't usually play under period props. That's right, I don't. But in this case, I will. Because the under for these two teams in the second period, under 1.5 goals, is hitting it at an 11-5 clip. And these two teams both have only scored 3 goals. They've only scored 3 goals in all their games this year in the second period. And likewise, the Ducks, oddly enough, not really a very good team. They've only given up 5 second period goals combined in all their games this year. So I'll take it, plus money payout. That's why we do this research. And as promised, before hockey started, we have researched these things out. We're going to fire on them. There's no reason not to fire on them if you're going to sit there and do the research. It'd be a total waste of time. So we're going to go ahead and place these bets. No NBA for me tonight. I do have all my football capped for the week, and we'll probably get some of those bets going. We're going to need some teaser lines on some of these things, but I have no doubt we'll have a good weekend of football again. I don't think we've had really a losing weekend. So I've just jinxed myself. Now we're all going to lose this weekend, but it's been good lately. Things are going pretty well, 60 plus units. So stick with me. College basketball will start here next week. I probably won't get too involved in that, especially non-conference play. But everybody have a good evening. Hopefully it doesn't rain us out here in Southwest Ohio in a couple nights for Halloween. That would be terrible for the kids. And everybody take care. If you tail us to the window, we will cash tickets together. Have a good night, everybody.